Oi, get the checkbook out this summer. Hey, Florian. Oh, art thou Florian? I believe you're looking for a new football club, my mate. Hey, England, Manchester, Etihad, this Stad will be playing Champions League football next year, my friend. Yeah, how about you take a little 2-2 Ryanair jet from Leverkusen over to Manchester. We'll get you a nice hotel stay. Little 2-2 medical, £300,000 a week. Couple bonuses thrown in there. 2-2 Ballon d'Or in a couple years. Champions League.
Get the checkbook out this summer. Hey, Florian. How art thou, Florian? I believe you're looking for a new football club, yo, my mate. Manchester, Etihad, Estad. We playing Champions League football next season. How about you take a 2-2 Ryanair jet from Leverkusen to Manchester, hotel stay, little 2-2 medical.
300k a week, couple bonuses thrown in there. Ballon d'Or in a couple years, happy days, you wanna go Bayern Munich. Little 2-2 2-1 3-E2 Bayern Uni driller. Happy days, we get a new and upcoming star. How about Florian? Florian.
How art thou, Florian?
Alright, my mate Florian, what's the latest word? City flash with the cash, got the deal secured. The Bruce still pinging it, Haaland bangs goals. But heart of the club, still feeling cold. They flex big wins, but
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know how hard we've been working during this transfer window. I promised you guys daily entertainments. I promised you guys daily collabs. I promised you guys daily conversations. And I appreciate every single one of you. Absolutely incredible, phenomenal people. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another stream. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Everyone, please, on your way in, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Today is going to be a stream. Actually, I like to do what I did earlier on when Saad asked for the link and, you know, Igal asked for the link. So I was like, listen, instead of me talking by myself, let me just get one more opinion on the channel. Let me get someone to speak with me on multiple different topics so we can discuss it and we can have a nice little conversation with the chat. I know you guys are bored as hell. You get me? So, you know, we got you covered. Also, thank you guys so much for 53.1k. We keep going. Big up to Dan Potts for the raid as well, because I know he just raided us, so I appreciate that. Anyway, joining me, pound for pound, the best city content creator, man like Martin is in the building. How do you, Martin?
You are so shameless.
How you doing, Martin? You good?
You are shameless. Yeah, not bad. How are you?
I'm great. Just waiting for Florian announcement so we can just get this stuff over with now. Anyway.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Listen, so I feel like it's just because it's it's a big transfer. People just waiting, and I feel like
you know how it is. There's no lawyers, there's no agents, there's nothing involved in a transfer. You just click. You click R1, then you press the X, then you go to the circle, then you hit square, and the deal's done.
Exactly. That's exactly how
you know how it is.
Yeah. I'm getting the same thing now. Like I feel like this transfer window is the first time I fully realized what you said, because the Liverpool fan base is losing it a little bit. I can't lie to you, and I'm like, guys, we're about to break the British transfer record. Like, just chill out and let's execute this properly. You get
Why is it not done in 5 minutes? Why is he not here yet? Why is he not going?
That's what they do with City players as well. I know that for a fact. Anyway, listen, big up everyone locked in. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing on your way in. Amankunyan Way is in the description. Go give him a subscribe as well, please. So I wanted to start off actually with not my club and not your club. I want to talk about a third club that's been part of this whole transfer window situation. That's been part of the title race for the last 3 years, if you would like. That's Arsenal. Right. Yeah.
You confused me when you said part of the transfer window.
Yeah, but yeah, they haven't yet signed anyone, to be fair. So yeah. So Are Arsenal a threat next season, Martin? Do you look at Arsenal and think there's a significant threat, or you still think they have a lot more to do?
Listen, I'm not gonna say they're not a threat. Are they one of the? Listen, I'm gonna say the exact same thing I've said for 3 years. They need a striker, and I don't mean a striker who they've been after for 3 years, because I listen to, and I know people think Wolfie doesn't always talk sense, but I'm actually going to back Wolfie up it. They've been after the striker for 4 years. Ideally, a top striker. That should have been to be going, oh, well, do you not think it should be done in the, as long as it's done for pre-season, as long as it's done by the first game. They've been saying that for 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
And I think, you've said this privately, Sesko, if I was an Arsenal fan, Sesko would be very underwhelming to me, because Sesko is someone that they could have got done, or they tried to get done 12 months ago. Then they didn't they have a go in January? I don't know fully, because I'm not adverse into the Arsenal world, but and then I look at 80, 90, 100 million. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So, and I had to go and have a look at his stats to see, because I thought he'd done about, 30, 40 goals and, 12 GA, 15, assists. And the simple fact is, when I've got Omar Mamouche out for 55 million quid, when he was balling it in January, and we're talking 80, 90 million for Sesko, I don't think there's something wrong there. There's something wrong in that market. And then I see the buying Kepa, was a backup goalie, the necessity. And I know everyone's going to go, no, you shouldn't. And I say this to people in my own shows, you have to sign deals when they come up. You shouldn't prioritise, if a deal appears, you just get the deal done. I get that. So if Kepa's going to get done, it gets done. But Kepa, great, well done. And then Zubamenda, well, is Zubamenda coming? Is he not coming? Is he coming? Is Partey staying? Is he going?
Yep. Still no announcement, by the way.
I'm not sat there at the minute thinking Arsenal are going to be any different.
What if they sign Rodrygo? What if this whole Rodrygo thing is true? Then what?
Totally different. Then it's totally different. I will give the devil the due. Totally different. I don't think he signs for Arsenal.
That's been the rumors recently, because he's like he needs a team where he starts with. It's a World Cup year, remember, as well. Like, he's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. He wasn't even in the Brazil squad to begin with. And we can only, as you know, me and you, yes, we have our inside sources and everything, and we speak to people, but we can only go based off of news when it comes to other clubs specifically. Like, we can only go based off of news. So, like, you look at Rodrygo, and the only club he's been seriously linked with is Arsenal, to be fair, even like by Ornstein and stuff. So, if they do sign Rodrygo, I believe that takes them to the next level. Like, I think that would be an incredible signing. And
that's a mover. That's a mover.
Yeah. He's the type of player that like in a game where shit is just like not working out, he would get the ball, say fuck it, and then dribble past 4 players and score. Like, he has that ability about him. When they are struggling against a low block or whatever, like, he has that, like, like that gene about him where he could just unlock a low block.
He's basically got the X factor. He's got the X factor that you need in a game.
100%. He has the X factor. So
how much is he going to be? To me, his wages. Trouble is, and I don't mean this to sound really horrible, I need to see it to believe it. I need to see it to believe it.
Of course.
We've been down this road so many times, and I'm not even trying to disrespect Arsenal, because I do think they're a very good team. My issue is not even the players. I'm going to be straight with you. I have major question marks over Arteta. I have done for 4 or 5 years. I said this when he left City and went to Arsenal. I said it was a gamble, and I'll stick to that. It is a gamble. I don't think Arteta can get Arsenal over the line right now.
I agree, and even as someone who said like Arsenal can win something, and I actually predicted them to win the league this year and the year before. So I predicted Arsenal to win the league every single season, literally for the last 2 years. Like now, after seeing a manager that doesn't have the ability to get his club over the line, I just can't back it anymore. I literally just can't I just can't back it. Like that's just the truth. And like the thing is, I do feel like this could be the reverse of what people think. Now, let's say they sign Rodrygo. I'm with Martin, so I make this publicly known now before the Arsenal fans start jumping. If they sign Rodrygo, I'm completely with Martin. I think this is a game changer. I think this is an X factor player. This is a player that takes them to the next level, right? So I think he's someone that makes the difference. But as things stand, like right here, right now, as things stand, do I trust Arteta to get them over the line? No. Have I thought that they could get over the line over the last 2 years? Yes. I actually have a completely different prediction. And only Martin will understand what I'm saying because his club experienced it, my club experienced it in the recent times. So you know exactly what I'm about to describe. I think if Arsenal don't sign like elite players, that they're going to actually have a horrible season this year. I'll tell you why. Motivation, performances, and they have no like someone to uplift them. Like you know how what I always say. Saliba, Gabriel walking into that dressing room this winter, this summer, right? Walking into the dressing room, about to get to start preseason. You know, he's ready. He's like they want to win and blah blah blah. If he looks to his left and he sees like Rodrygo, he looks to his right, he sees Jokeres. He's like, shit, I've got new artillery, man. Like I'm excited. I'm gonna work my ass off. I'm gonna do my best. But now, if he's walking into that dressing room and he looks to his left, he sees Sesko. To his right, he sees Kepa. I'm sorry, the players will have such a lack of motivation from the beginning, and all it will take is one bad result, only one bad result, and I think this thing is going to the shits. To be honest with you, I fully believe it. I think they're more likely to have a horrible season than they are to win, specifically if they go ahead and sign the players that they're linked with. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear it. The trouble is, and I know what you mean, because when you go for the title, going for title for 1 year takes it out of you. Going for 2 years takes it out of you. They're now on their fourth go.
Yep.
Their fourth go. And what makes me laugh is I hear some Arsenal fans, and they're even in your chat, and it's their opinion. They go, but we only lost the league by 2 points.
Yep.
But you lost the league. Doesn't matter whether it's 2 points, 10 points, whatever points, you lost the league. And the thing that I've always said about Arsenal, which people, I get torn apart for this, but I know it is they don't back it up with other trophies. If they were winning FA Cups or they were winning league trophies or they were winning other trophies at the same time, then I think there'd be less pressure. But for some weird reason, some of their fans, some people in the football world have made it Premier League or Champions League or bust. And when you have been starving for so long, you want to win. You want to win anything. It's like a lot of City fans and City now. We haven't won anything this year. The club are now more determined to even win the Club World Cup, because they want that winning feeling back in. They want to win it. They want to get that lifting the trophies up again. They want that nice gold badge on the front of the shirt for the next 4 or 5 years. So once winning is like a drug, but it can also be the other side of the coin. Pushing for so long can also drain.
And not winning anything.
It had the effect on Klopp. Klopp turned around and went, "No, I can't do this anymore." Klopp got to 97 points and went, I can't do it. If 97 points doesn't win me the league, there's nothing I can do. Turn to Pep Linders, because I've heard this from a lot of your fan base since Pep Linders has come into City, was that 97 points was the year he went, go on then, Pep Linders, you have a go this year, mate. You have a bit more. Because he was done. He was physically, mentally done. And I think that's what happened with Pep this year. I think he was physically, mentally done. Finished. Now,
And that's why I'm saying you need someone to uplift you a little bit, you know?
Of course you do. Of course you do. And that's why Rodrygo would be absolutely perfect then, because it would give everyone the uplift to get them going again. It would get them going again. So that's what they've got to do now. But I'll be honest with you, the Rodrygo thing I'm not sure about, because I don't think Arsenal are the only game in town on Rodrygo.
Oh yeah, we know Liverpool are interested, City are interested, Bayern are interested. Fucking every club in the world is interested if Rodrygo becomes available. And your club has tried for him before. I know my club for a fact has tried for him before from when he was in Brazil still. So the interest never really went away. Now the thing is, like, the reason why Martin is the perfect person to ask about this, and actually myself, quadruple charge season, we signed Calvin Ramsey, Fabio Carvalho, and Darwin Núñez. And that season, all it took for us was to just get one bad result. And it felt like the players just had such a serious lack of motivation. And you could see it in the players' eyes, because they wanted someone to uplift them a little bit. They wanted someone to give them that extra boost. While in reverse, the season after that, we sell 7 midfielders, buy 4, and we start the season flying. We're flying high because everyone's spirits is up. I've got something new to work with. Everyone's excited. Everyone feels good about themselves. That's why for me, and Martin actually agrees with this completely, which is, listen, you get Rodrygo through the door, you're a completely different animal to when you sign Sesko and shit. Like, with all due respect, Arsenal fans, don't expect me to sit here and go like, oh yeah, Arsenal are signing Sesko and Semenyo. Arsenal are scary. Like, as if I'm supposed to like be sitting here and be afraid of Sesko and Semenyo or whatever. Like, I think Arsenal needs someone to uplift them, because all it will take for Arsenal is to have one bad result. That's all it's going to take. One bad result, and I feel like the players mentally will check out, because there's only so much, and Martin just mentioned this, but you guys need to read between the lines and try to understand more and more deeper what he's saying, which is, you keep trying for something and keep trying and keep trying and keep trying, and you come up short and you come up short and you come up short again and you come up short again. At some point in time, you're gonna go like, fuck this, bro. You're gonna go like, fuck all this. Like you're just gonna feel so dead inside, you know? But now you walk in, it's like 100-man versus the gorilla thing, right? Now, if I give you a machine gun to handle the gorilla, now it's different. Now you're walking in against the gorilla and you're like, I've got a machine gun. This guy ain't going to do nothing to me. And you feel confident about yourself. You feel good about yourself. Yeah. And that's why the Rodrygo signing makes a completely different level to Arsenal this summer. But I feel like if you go sign the likes of Sesko and Semenyo and shit like that, then,
that doesn't scare me. That doesn't,
next year.
It don't scare me that. It don't scare me. And I'm not even trying to do this. I'm not even trying to do the flex thing on thing. What I want to see is, and people say to me, why was I so calm last season? Because I knew that my club would come back with a reaction. That's why I was so calm. It was get top 4. We've had a crap season. So be it. We'll sort it out. If City, that's why I was so confident, more confident after January last year, because I saw we were in trouble and I saw my chairman go, right, here's 150 million, mate.
Mm-hmm.
You can't buy that out of your club. You can't buy that. And then when you listen to Caldoon's end of season interview and he's like, yeah, that season was bad. We've turned the page. And within a week, we're signing 3 players, 3 very good players that actually changes us completely. So that's why I can be excited. And I also know I've got everyone rattled, because I'm hearing a lot of Arsenal fans talk about 115 all of a sudden, which makes me even more funny, because it shows the rattled. I don't mind rattling everyone. I don't mind boiling a bit of piss. I don't mind enjoying the funness around. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, Arsenal's downfall for me is I just don't rate Arteta. I don't rate him. I never have.
Yeah, same.
I think he's a very
Same.
good coach. He's not a top manager. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. I don't rate him as a top manager.
I rated him in the past tense. Like I backed him. Like, I really thought they were gonna get over the line. Like, I really thought they were gonna do something. But the fact that a new manager came in that no one even heard of, including myself, and won the league is just this is everything wrong with your football club right now. And the fact that all your fan base did was just resort to blaming injuries and VAR and shit like that. And this shows the difference in mentality. The season before, Liverpool actually had 9 points taken off of them because of VAR. And we had even more injuries. Every single squad player was injured at the point in time last season. Like not this year, the year before that. We had, by the way, the Liverpool City game at Anfield, I always reference it. Kelleher was starting. Elliott started the right wing. It was Bradley. It was Kwanzaa. It was Tsimikas. We started Endo. We started Diaz and Nunes with Elliott on the right. But we just got on with it. And we were actually better than City in that game. And we should have won. And we should have had a penalty at the end.
Yeah.
And come the end of the year, you ask Husam, why do you think you didn't win the league? I tell you, the reason why we didn't win the league is because of our forwards not being clinical enough and because we didn't prepare enough in the transfer window. That's it. And end of discussion, and people move on. But
that's the reason we didn't compete last year. We didn't compete because we bought too many squad players and not enough. We sold all our first team players and we bought squad players. Simple as. And we rested on all our rules.
Exactly.
And now we're putting it right. And that's what you can't do. Here's the difference. And I know Arsenal fans, I'm not even trying to trigger you as.
Sorry, Martin. I'm rattled. I'm triggered. I love when people say stuff like this. Arsenal, every stream, laughing my ass out. So who the fuck do you want me and Martin to discuss? Fucking Man United in 15th?
But if we don't talk about Arsenal, apparently we don't like them and we're ignoring them.
Yeah. Like it's just so who am I supposed to talk about? Ain't Postecoglou got sacked. Oh look, Man United finished 15th. Who gives a shit, bro? I told you guys 100 times, act like you've been here before, you Arsenal bums. Quadruple charge season. Every day of my life for the last 6 months of that year was, are Liverpool going to win the quad? Are Liverpool going to win the quad? Are you going to win the Champions League? Are you going to catch Manchester City? Do you want this? Do you want that? Is Klopp the greatest ever if he wins all 4 in the same season? Blah, 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 blah. Guys, we're talking about the relevant clubs, bro. Who gives a fuck about Spurs? And what do you want me to talk about? Chelsea? Oh, look, they signed Bino
Brentford.
Oh, Brentford. Oh, they signed Bino Gittins. Oh my God. We are talking about the fourth part of your chat, which is who will win the league. That's it. So we're starting with Arsenal, and then we're going to go to Man City, and then we're going to go to Liverpool. And that's it. So we're here to talk about the relevant clubs. You actually should embrace it. You're one of the relevant clubs. Why are you angry we're talking about you? I don't get it. When's the last time
we've got you in the title fight? We've just got you third in it.
Exactly. When is the last time that you guys saw me even discuss a Man United topic? I have done about 8 daily transfer news streams. I've spoken about Bruno Fernandes for 6 minutes in one video. That's it. And the rest has all been Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Arsenal. We talk about the relevant clubs, bro. No one gives a fuck about Man United in 15th. Oh, look, they signed Mbuemo and Cunha. Good. Now maybe they'll be 8th. Happy? That's your United segment right there. They're going to be 8th next season. Spurs sacked Ainge. Stupid club. Stupid decisions. Levy's a bum. He's the reason why Spurs suck. Happy? Done. That's it. Spurs section done. United section done. Let's go back talking about the relevant club. Yeah, why are you mad that your club is relevant? I genuinely just don't get it. Big LZ saying loud social media crybabies are not 90% of the fan base. I know that, Big LZ, and I've seen, even the match goers, even like the people who speak on Arsenal and stuff like that. I understand what you're saying, but I can only react to the people in the chat. And the truth
See, I disagree with. They are fans.
Am I lagging?
So, yeah, so it might be me.
Go ahead. Sorry.
AFTV are match-going fans, and they do all the drama outside the stadium. So you can't say it's 90% of it. I wouldn't say 90%. I said it's a lot lower myself, but and that's not. I'm not throwing shade at AFTV. There, very, very good, amazing channel. You know, the cornerstone of why we're all doing this. But my point is they're match-going fans, and they have meltdowns.
No. Yeah, I hear you. But at the end of the day, Big LZ, look, Martin himself, if he thinks his football club is doing something wrong, will criticize. If I think my club is doing something wrong, I'll criticize. It seems with Arsenal fans, they are in a consistent state of seeking validation 24/7. Every single time you criticize. Prime example, last week, for a period of 2 days, all the Liverpool fans thought that our backup striker is going to be Goncalo Ramos. I didn't come here and go like, oh my God, we're going to sign Goncalo Ramos. He's fucking amazing. No, I said it's a shit signing. I hope we don't sign him. He's a shit player. He's not good enough. He doesn't take us to back-to-back Premier Leagues. Like, I called it out. If I didn't want, and this is the logic I always use, which no Arsenal fan, funnily enough, can respond to, when we were linked to Sesko, before Arsenal were even linked to him, I said Benjamin Sesko is Darwin Núñez 2.0. Yeah. I did not want him. I thought he was shit. Okay, so now he wants to go to Arsenal. What am I supposed to go like? Oh, Sesko's fantastic. But it's my opinion. Like, we're here to talk about our opinions, you know? So that's what I'm
If everyone agreed, it'd be boring. If we all agreed with each other, there'd be no point in these shows.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm actually open to anyone in the chat changing my mind. The reason why I think Sesko's shit is I think he lacks football fundamentals. I think his passing is not good enough. I think his link-up play is not good enough. And I've shown it via the stats. And the stats prove my eye test. And that's it. Very simple reason why I think. And guess what, Arsenal Avenger? Edwards can be wrong. Cheeky Bergestan can be wrong. Khaldoon can be wrong. Klopp can be wrong. People get stuff wrong all the time. Michael Edwards also signed Naby Keita. Michael Edwards also signed Oxlade-Chamberlain. Michael Edwards also signed some of these other players. So no club in the history of the Premier League will ever have 100% success rate. Even if you put Campos, Edwards, Cherki in the same room, they are still likely to make a wrong decision here and there. So guess what? Edwards got wrong decisions. And when we were linked to Sesko, I called it out. And I said it's shit. Yesterday, it came out a rumor that Núñez could stay at Liverpool. What did I say? Shit decision. Sell him. He's shit. I don't think we can use him next season. Done. Problem solved. No problemo. Criticize your club. You know, like, but you guys are just in a consistent state of you just want to say positive shit about your club all the time. Today, the Chelsea fans in the chat from the Daily Transfer News show, when I told them I don't think Gittins is good enough to take them to the next level, most of them agreed. Most of them were like, yeah, he's still young. He needs time, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. We kept it stepping. But it's just the Arsenal fans consistently. Praise me, praise me, praise me, praise me, praise me, praise me. Bro, I did. By the way, me and Martin just praised you about Rodrygo. We just said, if you get Rodrygo, yo, this is a game changer. It's X factor. So you want me to call Rodrygo and Sesko same thing? I'm supposed to look at Sesko and think he's a fucking game changer. He's not. He's shit. And that's my opinion.
The problem is, I'm going to say it as it is. This is my and I've got some friends who are Arsenal fans and very, very good people. But a lot of Arsenal fans, not everyone, you want to be praised for something we can't. What do we praise you for? Coming in the top, beating Real Madrid? Well done, you got praise for that. But the trouble is, Arsenal fans didn't just go, right, well, we've beaten Real Madrid, right, now we've got to refocus and do it against PSG. You look past PSG and already had the name on the trophy because you'd beaten Real Madrid. And I remember a show you did, Sam. You said City beat Real Madrid, Liverpool. Everyone had beaten Real Madrid at that point. What you'd done was excellent. You tore them apart. You got 2 wins. But, and I will say this again, when you start thinking of winning the war and stop trying to win battles, you might win the war. Stop trying to win the battles and win the war. I have this in my own family. As long as we beat Man United and get 6 points off them, that's what matters to me. Bollocks to that. That was 30 years ago, City doing that. I will lose to United twice if I lift the Premier League at the end of the season. United can have 6 points off me every year as long as I win that title.
Same.
Because I know, because Manchester City, when we were shit in the 90s and the early 2000s, we used to beat United on the regular. If you actually go back at the results, but United
By the way,
used to win
same
the
for us
trophies.
under Ferguson. Dirk Kuyt
Yeah.
scored a hat-trick against Man United. I'm talking
You know,
about like
you used
Danny
to
Murphy
get beat.
scored the winner
Yeah.
at Old Trafford like 25 years ago from a free kick. I still remember to
Yeah,
this
Roy
day.
Hodgson, Roy Evans. We can go back to all of it, to
Yeah,
when
we can
you.
go back.
It's what it was. But it was about he stopped trying to win the wars. And the trouble is, you haven't won anything for 4 or 5 years to have the chest you've got. You've got too much chest for no. And the other side of the coin is, my board especially wouldn't allow the manager to go 4 or 5 years without winning a trophy. They would sack. A lot of my fan base wanted Pep out halfway through the bloody season because we didn't win a trophy. Never mind giving him 4 years.
I actually found myself calming some City fans down. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
guys, like, I get
They were like,
you
Pep
need to
out, he's
control
lost
yourself.
it, he's finished. Like,
Yeah,
what?
like, chill. Yeah, yeah. There's a guy. I'm sure you've seen him in the chat. Zorro, who's Pep out. I'm like, yo, just chill out, Zorro, man. Like, he's not to the level where you're Pep out, you know. And the Arsenal fans are the opposite. They just want praise all the time. Fucking hell. Thing is, about Arsenal is every single game next season will feel like a final with the pressure now. Fact, that is not good for mentality. Liverpool will have fun. I promise you.
Yeah.
I promise you all right now, the summer where we signed Darwin Núñez, our first game was away at Fulham 2-2. The players gave up from then. I promise you they gave up from that very second because they knew that, even though Núñez scored that game, they knew that, what we have right now was not good enough to win the league title, and they just kind of gave up internally. And it showed in the results because after that, we drew to Palace 1-1. Núñez gets sent off and he misses 4 sitters. And then we lost to Man United 2-1 away from home. Mo Salah and these guys looking to their left, looking to their right, seeing James Milner again, they just had zero motivation. After we refreshed the team and actually signed difference makers, everyone had that energy about them. Which is why us signing Florian Wirtz, which we'll come to now in a second, City reinventing their squad is going to give everyone a little bit of a push, Like, that's the thing. Like, so for me, like, when you have that push, you have that extra feeling of like, yo, we could do this. I think that's something that Arsenal won't have, specifically given the signings. Like, you really think Saliba, Gabriel, Saka, Rice are looking at like Sesko and going like, yay, I really want us to get Sesko. Come on, man. Rodrygo, we will talk. Sesko, do me a favor. Anyway.
It's the same with managers, by the way. Same with managers. Some players, some clubs have to get the managers right. And I think Newcastle have this issue a little bit. Is top players ain't walking in a Newcastle while Eddie Howe's still in charge. And that's not throwing shade at Eddie Howe. They're looking at it going, Eddie who? With due respect.
Yeah.
It works. It can work the same for managers to players. Sometimes managers, we always say that players have their levels. Managers have their levels. Not all managers are going to be the greatest managers in the world. Alan Shearer was one of the greatest goal scorers ever in the Premier League. Absolute garbage as a manager.
Oh, he was so shit. And the beef he had with Owen, you remember?
Jose Mourinho wasn't, and Wenger weren't the greatest ever players, top managers.
Yeah.
It's not always the same of a great player equates to a great manager. And vice versa.
Yep. I'm in total agreement with Martin there. Anyway, big up to you, Jack, and big up to you, Big LZ, for the super chats. Now, me and Martin are gonna have a little conversation that has nothing to do with Arsenal. So Arsenal fans on the chat can stop crying now. Every single one of you guys, please like the video, please subscribe. Mancunian ways in the description as well. Go give Martin a subscription. You get me? Go give him a subscribe as well, please, and support him. So, over this last 48 hours, there has been a shift, Martin. You are signing the French Lionel Messi, apparently. Suddenly, Cherki is better than Wirtz, Martin. What's going on? Is this a copium because of rejection?
Yeah,
is that
of course it's copium. Of course it's copium. And this is not. Cherki is a fabulous player, but listen, I know this myself because I did shows on it. You know this. City fans were not having an issue with spending 150 million, whatever it was, to get Florian Wirtz in the door. They were all saying he was worth it. That's what you need for a top player. That shows my board's back. That shows my board as the backing. It's copium because Florian Wirtz is an amazing footballer. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and pretend and do the salty and the copium. And as you know, I'm not one of these, and Husam knows this privately. I never thought we were getting Wirtz. I didn't think he was going to Liverpool either. Me and Husam both thought he was off to Bayern. So actually, this is the biggest L here is Bayern Munich, actually, over every single, all three of us. Bayern are the one that I take in the L here, because how Bayern haven't got this deal done when he was literally open arms spread for Bayern Munich, I do not know. That's an L on Bayern. But yeah, he's a fabulous player. I still stick to what I said. I think with that fee comes added pressure, and he won't get the time, and he's got to do it from the off. But I'm not going to lie and say it's not a fantastic signing. Of course it is. Absolutely, of course it is. And Frimpong and Cherki, and what I'm liking at the minute is, and why my part thing is, I think it'll be City Liverpool, is because I think they're going to be very similar in playing styles next season. It's which one will go first. I can't wait to watch the games between us, because that just could be an out-and-out football fest, and you go, we go, and we see which one wins. That just could be an out-and-out brawl. But and you know, I think Wirtz is fabulous. I'm not going to lie. He's young. He's got room to grow. I never get the fee thing. I've always said I think fees are something that should be debated about in the boardroom. So I don't know why fans debate fees. No one's knocking on your door saying, can you send 10 million towards it? They're not doing that. I understand some fans will go, we paid for it. You know, your 800 quid season ticket is not contributing a lot to the 150 million pound fee. You know, come on, calm down, people. It's not. So why people jump on a fee thing, I don't know. Look at the player. He's a great player. And of course I'd like him at City. I'm not going to lie and say I wouldn't want him at City, because I would. Why would I lie?
Yeah, and I you know, one thing I don't respect a change of energy. I don't like when people just completely switch up. 2 months ago, ask any City fan, Florian Wirtz, they'd be like, "Oh my God, it would be an unbelievable signing. Florian Wirtz, incredible. Let's do this." And by the way, even like rivals, I'm saying now, had City signed Florian Wirtz, we would all be sat here going like, "How can we compete? How can we compete?" They're signing Florian Wirtz. They've spent 150 million on Florian Wirtz. We can't compete with Florian Wirtz. We can't do this. We can't do that. Martin will know exactly what I'm saying. Florian Wirtz, probably for the last 3 months, no exaggeration, before this breaking news came out, was literally discussed as the Kevin De Bruyne replacement for the future. And all of a sudden now, better.
I'll tell you something else. Some City fans, I will not name them, Hamza, turned around and said it was the end of Manchester City if Wirtz didn't come. Viana out the door.
Yeah.
Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah, fact. Just like I can be honest about Cherki, because I rated him before he goes to Man City, and I still rate him. I just don't think he's better than Florian Wirtz, because the truth of the matter is, listen, if you want to talk value for money, I've given this example before, and I will give it again for the people in the chat, just to understand the word value for money. Factually, whether anyone in the chat likes it or not, Alexis McAllister is better value for money than Declan Rice, because we signed McAllister for 35 million. You guys signed Declan Rice for 105 million. So obviously he's better value for money. Even if you think Rice is better, he's not 70 million better. If I ask any Arsenal fan right now, would you trade Rice for McAllister? They'd say no. Obviously, Ryan Gravenberch is better value for money than Moises Caicedo. You get me? Like, Caicedo cost 115 million. Gravenberch has like only one less tackle per game. He's probably a better dribbler than Caicedo, blah, blah, blah. You get me? So he's obviously not worth 100 million or 90 million less than Caicedo. If I offer Chelsea fans right now, direct trade, you take Gravenberch, I take Caicedo, they're all going to say no. And as a matter of fact, let's take this step further. Everyone here knows how much I love Alexis McAllister. If we had a double pivot of Rice and Caicedo, we would have probably won the Champions League this season as well, on top of the Premier League. Never mind. So when you say stuff like better value for money, let's assume for the sake of argument that Florian Wirtz is only 20% better than Cherki. Nothing crazy, nothing over the top, just 20% better. If that 20% is worth 9 more points, 11 more points, 12 more points, and I end up winning
wins you the league, you don't care.
Who cares? Guess what? After Arsenal, Real Madrid, not a single person brought up Rice's price tag. Not a single person. No one brought up his price tag. No one said shit. When Rice actually first signed for Arsenal and they were doing really well and Rice was winning man of the matches, no one brought up Rice's price tag. Caicedo's price tag, 2 years ago, everyone mentioned it because Chelsea were shit. His debut game away at West Ham, he gets sent off, Moises Caicedo. This year, no one's talking about it. Why? Because Chelsea achieved their targets and they won the Conference League. So now no one brings up that Caicedo cost 150 million. By the way, guys, I'm going to go off of the reported fees from the reliable sources. The reliable sources are telling you the fee for Florian Wirtz currently is 114 million pounds. Okay? We don't do euros in the Premier League. We do pounds. It's 114 million pounds. With all due respect, Chelsea paid 115 million for a tackler and Arsenal paid 105 million for an athletic DM that takes free kicks. If this 140 million pound signing is going to get me 14 goals and 15 assists from midfield and we end up winning the league, I'm taking it all day. I'm taking it all day. Because if we end up winning, no one mentions nothing. No one mentions like, oh, blah, blah, blah. When City signed Erling Haaland and they won the treble that year, no one brought up price. Did anyone mention Grealish's price tag that year? Nope. Year after, everyone. Let's talk about Jack Grealish. Let's talk about Jack Grealish. Let's talk about the price tag. Let's talk about the price tag. Why? Because he's been shit this year. He hasn't played and blah, 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 blah. And now Man City haven't achieved their objectives. People are referencing the money again. So the truth of the matter is, if we sign Florian Wirtz, and I'm not even going to exaggerate, let's say this season Liverpool win the Prem and the Carabao, or like, you know, the FA Cup and the Champions League. We finish second, whatever. If you win the big trophies, no one's going to mention the fact that we paid 120 million. No one. And that's
as I got told by someone, and someone I speak to who's quite, you know, I got some info off. Perfect example said to me, would Manchester City fans have done 3 protests over tickets were you winning the league this year? I mean, you know what? Probably not. Would Manchester City fans have done 3 protests over ticket prices this year if City were top of the league? Probably not, no. And that's the walk of life. When everything's going bad, you blame the pitch, you blame the weather, you blame the ball, you blame the ref, you blame your wife, you blame your kids, you blame what you had for lunch, everything comes out. When you're winning, them problems are sometimes still there, but because you're winning, you don't moan about it. You ignore the problems. And that's the society thing as well as a football thing. That's just life. That's the way human behavior goes on. When you're having a nice day, everything's great. When you're having a bad day, you know, everything in the world's the worst thing going. You know, it's like me, you know, everyone goes on about this money. Well, I got Erling Haaland for 50 million quid. Should I go and give Dortmund another 150 million back now then because he's so good? Should I go now? We stole him off you for 50. You know, I bought Julian Alvarez for 14 million quid and sold him for 85 million. What we doing here? If fees are fees, just get on with it.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't get this fee stuff.
And if it gets you this extra quality, then it is what it is. That just bit of extra quality could be 9-10 more points, and that could be literally you winning the league versus you not winning the league. And I'm so happy that Martin is not doing the whole shameless Hamza thing and talking about, you know, Cherki is better than Wirtz now and all that. Like, thank God. I don't know about Cherki because I've seen less of Cherki than I did of Wirtz. But I'm not. Again, I'm not one of these fans who goes, I've watched 55 games of Cherki. Get yourself a job if you're watching 55 games of Cherki and 50 games of another player and watching your own team. You need to get a job or a girlfriend or a boyfriend. True. You need to do something with your life because you haven't got, if you've got that much time in your life, you've got too much time. I'm sorry, you have. I'm completely with Martin here. I'm just completely with Martin here. And you know this brings me, funnily enough, to this right here. Regulus Cato. Husam, how many RB Leipzig games have you watched? You don't know something. I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something on a real level. You know, when you watch football for as long as I have and as long as Martin has, legitimately 2 games, 3 games is enough to know if a player is good or not. I'm not even exaggerating. If I watch a player for like 2-3 games, I already know he's good or he's shit. That's it. Like I don't need to sit here and watch a whole season. And guess what? Regulus, and I'll make this clear to everyone in the chat right now. If anyone says that they have watched 15 Leipzig games this season or even 10, you're all liars. Except Champions League. You're all liars. You want to know why? Because they usually play the same time our own clubs play. So how am I supposed to watch them? You want to know what I do with the Bundesliga? It's on BN Sports. If I'm doing a show, sometimes it's on in the background and I'm just watching the game. I'm just looking at it. So have I watched Sesko 500 times this season? No. But I've watched Leipzig about what? 4 or 5 times this year. And I think Sesko's not good enough because he lacks fundamentals. And the stats prove the eye test. And that's it. So when me and you watch Florian Wirtz regulars, do we need to sit there and watch 15 games of Leverkusen to rate him? We don't. We don't need to watch 15, 20 games. Speak about the English Premier League easily. How many games, I'll ask you this, Regulus Cato, how many games of Bournemouth did you watch? How many? This whole chat would have said yes to Dean Huijsen. I promise you, no one watched more than 5. No one watched more than 5 like Bournemouth games the whole year. The whole year, no one watched more than 5 Bournemouth games. Why everyone say yes to Huijsen? Based off of the 5 games? That's it? Oh my God. Oh my God. Sesko is closer to Neymar than he is Nunes. Oh my God. I give up on life. Oh my God. If I end this stream, I would not feel bad. I would genuinely would not. You are a disgrace to the sport of football. Did you just say Sesko is close to Neymar? Oh,
you gotta be trolling. You gotta be no, but he dumbs it down more. Technicality. His technicality ability.
Oh God. You want to know who's close to Neymar in the world right now in terms of technical ability? Fucking no one. That's who's close to Neymar in the world. No one. This is the worst super chat in the history of the channel.
Oh dear.
Sesko close to Neymar. Fuck my life. Fuck my life. Close to Neymar. Do you know who Neymar is? You know that in the year 2000, like in the early 2010s, I promise you, people were literally watching Santos. I swear to God, just to watch Neymar.
Oh.
I swear to God. You know how much I love Mo Salah, right? You know how much I believe he's unreal. He's elite. I don't think that Mo has hit the heights of Barcelona Neymar. Because what I saw from Neymar at Barca and at Santos, those like 5-6 years, he was on some next level shit, bro. Next level shit. Even Yamal is not close to Neymar, you guys. Allow it. Allow it. Yamal ain't close to Neymar. Yamal is closer to like Salah than he is Neymar, bro. Allow it, bro. Please, we need to stop this. We really need to stop this. I can't believe you just said close to... You know, I don't even want to do the stats thing. I don't even want to do the stats thing. I don't even want to do this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to put you through this, Martin, but this is what the Arsenal fans do.
No, I'm amazed at that. I'm amazed. Look, listen, I'm all for opinions, but my God, that's some opinion.
Neymar, you know. What is it? Have you got any response to this? Because like,
it's the last bit. I mean, he's not even just said he's better than him. He's talked about his technicality. We're talking about Neymar technicality here. Did you watch MSN? Did you watch? I mean, I don't know. I don't know where you got that from.
Said
I mean,
Neymar.
listen, PSG Neymar. I can, I'll take some criticism, but Neymar at Barcelona, no. And I'm not even Neymar's biggest fan. I think he's the most dirtiest, sneakiest player going. But technicality, the guy had it. And that's crazy.
Let me just show people. Guys, are you ready for Neymar?
Oh,
Everyone ready for
I
Neymar?
thought my Rivaldo take the other day was bad because I was one who said the other day I thought Rivaldo was a bit of hype. I don't think he was as good as Ronaldinho and all that in the pomp.
No, that's not a bad take at all. Guys, look at Neymar. Look at Neymar right here. This is Neymar's starting report according to Mr. Regulus right here. I don't even want to do the stats thing. But you brought the Neymar card. We have to.
So is this overall? Is this overall or just?
Yeah. This is Benjamin Sesko's scouting.
Oh, this is Sesko's, right? Yeah.
Look at this. He's in the 74th percentile for passing attempted, 33rd percentile pass completion, 45th percentile passes, 77th percentile carries. He's in the 12th percentile for touches in the attacking penalty box. And you want to compare him to fucking Neymar. And actually, let me embarrass you even more based off of this. I'll look at two Bundesliga strikers who both are not clinical. Both still have a lot of development to go, yeah? I'm going to compare Ekitike to Benjamin Sesko. Okay? Very fair comparison.
Well, that's fair because they're both roughly the same price. They're both the same price technically at the minute.
Perfect comparison. So, Ekitike has more goals, more assists, triple the chances created, 20 more passes attempted, about 10% higher passing accuracy, about 30% higher long pass accuracy, double the through ball.
Bollocks Chelsea. I want Ekitike now.
Bro, come on.
Go for him, not Sesko.
He's not even better than Ekitike, and you're saying he's closer to fucking Neymar.
Can I ask you a question though? I am reading the super chat. Is the super chat comparing him to Neymar, or is he comparing him more to Nunes?
No,
he's slagging Nunes off.
Neymar than Nunes. Watch this. See, we can play this game.
No, but is he trying to slag Nunes off more? Yeah. Is he digging more at Nunes at you?
Regardless, he's wrong. I'm gonna put up.
Yeah. I'm thinking he was having a dig more at Nunes.
Listen, I'm gonna put up Nunes' best season versus Sesko best season. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. Is do the Nunes Sesko.
Yeah, Nunes' best year was the year he scored 11 goals, which is 2 years ago. So this Nunes versus Sesko. Nunes has 3 more assists, double the chances created. Darwin Nunes has higher passing accuracy and only 2% less long pass accuracy, double the through balls, and his take on success rate is only 10% less than Sesko. So how am I like mad? How am I mad for bringing this up? How am I mad? You're crazy. You're actually
so those stats show he's not even as good as Buddy Darwin Nunes.
He's very close to Darwin Nunes from 2 years ago. That's like Sesko, but like closest comparison.
But how much are they actually going to pay for Sesko? Is it 100? Is it 100?
It's like 90 M's almost.
So that's more than Nunes.
Yeah,
more than Nunes from 2 years ago.
Yeah, I cannot.
And with inflation, stick another 2.5 years, 3 years in Jesus. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No.
Aaron, I saw your chat earlier. I know you voice noted it, so it's set it twice by mistake. But thank you anyway for the super chat. I appreciate you. Husam, people said Virgil van Dijk was too expensive when we signed him. Listen, people did say that.
Including Khaldoon Al-Mubarak. Khaldoon Al-Mubarak said that.
Yeah, my favorite ever video is the video that goes viral every time of Chris Pajak speaking to that Man United fan, telling him that you don't even know how bad the downfall is going to be for Man United because you just don't notice it. And I'll never forget, they called Virgil van Dijk the Dutch Chris Smalling. That's literally what they said, the Dutch Chris Smalling. And now look, is he worth 75 million pounds? No, he's worth 150 to us. Like, forget age
Yeah.
and everything. What he achieved at Liverpool Football Club, the fact he's the captain, the fact that he's the closest centre back to winning the Ballon d'Or, like since Cannavaro. And I can't say anything about that. You know, how many team of the seasons, how many World 11 appearances? He's probably been over the last 5, 6 years, 7 years, the best centre back in the planet, consistently, if we're talking. So, you know, he's definitely worth every penny. Thank you so much, my guy Aaron. No cope from Martin, unlike Hamza and AI Tor. Listen, I've told people 100 times, Vater is simply the Canadian Hamza. The quicker people like the quicker.
Oh, but big up Vater. No, Vater's my guy. I can't be doing the Vater slander. I can't be doing the Vater slander.
Sometimes whenever Hamza's talking, Vater's there in the background. Just listen to the professor. Just listen to the professor. Oh God. Bet me £500 he will bang in the Prem. I can't bet. I'm not allowed to bet.
But what does that mean, bang? Because
I was
bang
about to ask
what?
So what's bang?
That's a subjective target then.
Yeah, so
bang
what's
in the
bang?
Premier
Like
League.
score 14 goals? That's bang for you? What's bang? I need to, you tell me what bang is. Regulus. You tell me what bang is. Most
10
fans
shots
these
on
days don't even
target.
watch. Fot mob fans. Bro, the moment you bring up Neymar, bro, I'm sorry. He's okay, chat. Just so we give the guy a fair response. Chat, everyone in the chat. Is Benjamin Sesko closer to Neymar technically or Nunes technically? One word answer, please. Don't write me your life stories. Just write, is he closer to Neymar or Nunes? Sesko. Just give me one answer. Who he's closer to. That's it. Maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe I'm saying whatever. Just can you just decide, is he closer to Nunes or fucking Neymar? What do you guys think? Look at this. Not a single one even wrote Neymar because they just don't even get humiliated like to that level, bro. It's mad. I can't even call that an egal burner. Holy is what Fonzie is saying, bro. Man brought up Neymar, you know. Man said closer to Neymar than he is Nunes. Fuck me. That's mad. That's honestly mad.
And listen, Husam, if Sesko goes there and proves me all wrong, I'll come back and I'll go, you know what, I was wrong.
I'll say it too. I'm not worried to say I'm
But
wrong.
right now, I don't think Sesko's the guy. I don't. And people are going on about, someone mentioned it on about, it's the transfer, but it's the transfer people, not Arteta. It seems Arteta's in charge of your transfers.
Yeah, because he keeps getting his targets.
Because Sesko was an Arteta target and has been for 2 years.
Yeah.
And that was the point Wolfie was making the other day of is the reason why it's bad is because how do you chase a player for 2 years and still not get him in the door 2 years later when you've got the money down now?
Facts. I
That's
think
the thing.
Arteta's getting his way. 100% Arteta's getting his way.
And the
All
other
love,
thing
my
is,
bro, but you will be
if this
proven wrong.
Jacques thing is true, if this Jacques thing is true, that he'd rather go to United than Arsenal, then seriously, there's a problem there then. There's a problem there then somewhere. And remember what I said to you? You laughed at me when I said, what Jacques since United? You laughed at me. I went, no chance. And I went, he'll follow Amorim. He'll follow him.
Listen,
because he's an Amorim
I
disciple.
thought if they got Champions League football, but like, bro, without UCL football, I just didn't see it happening at all.
I don't get it. I don't get what Amorim has got over some of these players. Like, just follow me. I'm in the championship. Come with.
Yeah.
I don't know. Crazy.
I cannot believe this. Sorry, I'm still flabbergasted. But Husam, refund that super chat so he can get help. As Fonzie's saying. Okay, he's back. He tells us what bang means. By bang, I mean 25 goals in all comps at least, and Arsenal will win the league with him. Under the right setup, this guy is something else, bro. Here's the thing. When you say 25 goals in all comps, if Sesko scores 25 goals in all comps, but 3 of them were against Preston North End in the 3rd round, 2 of them were against Stockport in the 4th round, and he only ends up on 11 Premier League goals and 4 Champions League goals, I'm sorry, that's not bang. I want you to give me an objective Premier League goals tally. I'll give you an example right now. Let's say Liverpool are the ones that signed Gyökeres. Bang to me with Gyökeres is 20 goals. Easy answer, directly numbers. If you tell me right now, striker gets 20 goals a season, that's bang. He banged if he scored 20 goals a season. I want a Premier League number of which you will consider Sesko to bang. I think Sesko's ceiling is like 13 to 15.
No, I disagree. I actually think 25's banging. For Erling Haaland, I'm expecting 25 goals. If he gets under 25 goals, he's had a poor season.
Yes, but that's Haaland. That's Haaland. That's different standards.
Yeah, that might be the reason. Yeah,
I cannot put Sesko on Haaland.
It's like you say, if you said 20 goals to Salah, well, you know he's generally going to get 20
Yeah,
goals.
he can do it. Yeah, exactly. So if I say 20 goals to Diaz, that's him like having an unreal year.
Yeah, that's Darwin having an unreal season.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't believe in this.
By the way, I don't even send me a super chat or anything. Just write a regular number in the chat. Just write a regular number. Right now. Just write a regular number. League goals. How much is Sesko? What would you consider bang in the league? Because you can't say 15 goals as a bang. I'm sorry. No. Like that's not a bang. That's like a doorbell, you know? Like ding dong. That's not a bang, bro. Like, it's just it is what it is. Anyway, I appreciate you, my brother Regulus, for sending in the super chats. Thank you. So 25 goals. Listen, I think if Sesko scores 20 goals, I'd say he banged. I think that's very fair and objective. 20 goals is bang for Sesko. 20 goals is bang. You know, even if you say 18, 19 goals, non-penalty, if you're saying non-penalty goals, then that's bang, yeah. I wouldn't deny that. But the reason why 25 goals in all comps is actually a very controversial statement is 11 Premier League goals, 4 Champions League goals, but 10 goals in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, hat-trick against Stockport, hat-trick against Preston North. By the way, these things can happen. Make no mistake. The reason why Darwin Núñez had so many GA 2 years ago is because we played in the fucking Europa and he scored against Toulouse and shit. So obviously it brought his numbers up. So it's just the truth. Anyway, big up to all of you guys locked in. I'm sorry, that just descended into a mad argument. What should I even put in the timestamps? Cherki versus Wirtz, and then I'm gonna write Neymar versus Sesko. That's literally the timestamp for the previous.
Just put Neymar versus Sesko. We didn't even go into Wirtz versus Cherki.
Neymar
We didn't even get that.
That was the fucking timestamp, bro.
And by the way, I don't even think Cherki versus Wirtz is even probably fair. I think it's two young players that are going to come in to the Premier League. Because, by the way, I think it's a good thing that the Premier League are getting both these players.
I do agree.
I think it'll improve both teams. I've now started looking at Cherki. I still don't know loads about him. I need to do my research. I'm going to be honest, I'm more excited about Reinders than I am about Cherki at the moment. Because I think that guy is going to be a baller. Ain't Nora, can't wait to see. Obviously, the Liverpool news is out now, which could get done. Because I did like the tweet from Fabrizio. He said they didn't say they weren't willing to sell. They said the fee. It was all about the fee. And I've always thought if City get to 80-85 mil, I think we get Liverpool. You can come out of the window with Liverpool, ain't Nora, Cherki, Reinders, and potentially one other person, but that will need somebody else to go out to get that one other person. I think City have had a banging window, and you can get Grealish, John Stones, KDB, Sadler, but it's time to go, and Gundogan out the door. You've refreshed your squad, and you've still got Mamouche, Kushinov, Victor Hayes, and Nico Gonzalez. Oh, and by the way, and I will say it again, the best signing of the window is Rodrygo. There's no team in the world who's got a Rodrygo walking back into their squad ready to roll. A fit Rodri is like when you brought Van Dijk back from his ACL, you were like, yeah. It's like a brand new signing.
Fact.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the backroom stuff. I know you've been salty on it, and I've heard what Liverpool fans have said. I don't think Pep Linders is not going to have anywhere near the power that he got at Liverpool and City because Pep Guardiola won't allow that. Pep Guardiola's not ever turning to Pep Linders and going, yeah, here you go, mate. control this for men. No, he'll listen to him. He'll get ideas, but there's one boss that's saying it won't be Pep Linders. And obviously, we just also took your opponent analysis guy away as well. It's like this City pool's really on at the minute. You took our scouts. We'll take, was it scout or medical guy?
I think it was like one of the analyst guys. I think it was one. It was a data analyst.
Sort of, we're doing tit for tat at the moment.
We are, and that's actually the last segment of the day, which I wanted to talk about the title race, City next year as well. What you look forward to? Just quickly, his response. I don't want to drag on this. I don't think his biggest add to the Arsenal setup will be goals. He'll facilitate Saka and the left winger. In terms of goals, he'll get 14 to 16. But you see, with all due respect, Regulus, and this is just me being objective, Kai Havertz scored 13 Premier League goals last season. I can't say Bang is one more goal than Kai Havertz. With all due respect, I just cannot say it.
No, it's
I just cannot say it. It would be so disingenuous of me to go like one more goal than Kai Havertz. That's Bang, No, that's not Bang. When we say Bang, you're talking about 20 goals. And so you're saying the same stuff I'm saying, because I actually think his ceiling is 13 to 15 goals, which doesn't take Arsenal to the next level because Kai Havertz have gotten that before. So that's my honest response to you. But anyway, back to the City Liverpool thing. I saw the Livramento tweet today. I saw it. I think negotiating with Newcastle is going to be such a bitch now, because here's the thing with negotiating with Newcastle. Martin will know what I'm saying. He knows when I'm sending shots at City, and he knows when I'm being actually honest. Newcastle cannot do what City did 15 years ago because of all the rules. You cannot do Robinho, Benjani, Joe, Elano, but like what, you cannot do that anymore. So they have to get to the level where they get Champions League football consistently, make the money consistently, and then do that.
Yeah,
now here's the
slow
thing.
progress.
Slow progress. Put yourself in Newcastle's shoes. If you want your club to remain a Champions League club for the next 3, 4, 5 years, you can't be selling your best assets unless the team that's buying them is giving you enough money for a replacement and then some more. So I'm going to give you a complete hypothetical. This is not going to happen, chat, but it's just a hypothetical, so chill. Let's say Newcastle sell Livramento for 80 million. They then take that 80 million, spend 40 million on Connor Bradley, and 40 million on Nico Gonzalez, whatever. Then they would accept it. Now, the reason why they can't accept the 40 million range bid is because which fucking right back are they going to go sign for that much money and then keep some money to buy elsewhere in other positions? This is why Newcastle have slapped a price tag of 140, 130 million on Alexander Isak. Because what the Newcastle are saying is, okay, you want to take Isak? No problem. Give me 140 million pounds so I could go sign, I know he's headed to Man United now, but so I can go sign Mbuemo and Sesko and blah, blah.
So the way it works is basically, Sam, say they bought Isak for, was it 60? They amortise that over 4 years. So they've paid 30 million off now. They get 30 million of that goes off onto amortization. 110 of that becomes pure profit. The way PSR works, you can times that by about 4, so they get about 400 million quid to go playing with on PSR. That's what Newcastle need to do to speed up the process for me. Newcastle don't want to sell anyone, and that's their priority. That's the way. Then it becomes a slower process, because Newcastle are in a situation which is very difficult. They're fine PSR Premier League wise. They're not fine with it on UEFA rules, because UEFA rules have different financial rules in the Premier League. So the UEFA rules do run on your 70% turnover, and Newcastle's wage to income ratio is way above 70%. That's why Newcastle are going to struggle with a lot of players, because they can't get the wages up. They can't even give Isak the money he needs, because the problem is then it isn't just Isak. You've just had this problem, and we have it. Is you give Isak the money, Bruno knocks on the door. Bruno knocks on the door. Tonali knocks on the door. Tonali knocks on the door. The next one knocks on the door, and then they all want bumps. And then before you look at it, you're like Manchester City with the highest wage bill in Europe. And City have this season decided for the first time in this summer, we've gone right. Our wage bill's too high. We now need to get it down. So Reinders has come in 130 grand a week. Cherki will come in on lowish. I know I say lowish. I'm talking about in football terms, not in everyday man work hours things. I know it's still astronomical. The days of giving Jack Grealish 300 grand a week off the bat are gone. Let's say the days of giving KDB, just a year's contract on 400 grand a week are gone. The day, you've got to earn them bonuses now. You've got to earn that way to get to your age, to your wages. And that's the way I think City's big thing is get the wage bill down. Liberamento could happen, but City have to spend, like you said, 85 million. So it gives Newcastle the wiggle room and the PSR room to then go spending. And they can get a good replacement in as well. Going to Newcastle with 40, 50 million quid is no good. This is why we couldn't get Gibbs White, because going to Gibbs White at 50, 60 million quid is no good, because Nottingham Forest paid 42.5 million for him.
I'm trying to check numbers right now. What exactly is the offer that Newcastle reject for Livramento? Where's the actual number? Or at least the rumored number. What is it?
Reject for Livramento. I'm probably going to say 80 million, is it?
You're saying Newcastle would want 80 million?
Yeah, I think you're looking at 80.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit above.
Yeah. I hear it. I would just be 20 million less than Martin. I'd say around 60, probably 65 they'd sell, something like that. I think they'd sell.
I don't think 60 gets him.
But I don't think you've offered 60. I think you've offered 40, right?
I don't think we've offered anything. I think we've spoken and we've said what would it take. And that's why we've said we'll come back to it after the Club World Cup now. Because if that deal happens, it's an end of the whole window situation. That's going to be a long drawn out process. Because not only that, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it a world record for a fullback? Because I know Gabardi.
It definitely is. Yeah, definitely.
So that's another thing City will get conscious of. City don't.
What's the current world record for a fullback? I think 60 for Walker, no?
But no, City paid 77 for Gabardi, but he was a centre back.
Yeah, no, that's a centre back. Let's push that to the side. I
don't know what a fullback is. I think 56, something daft like that.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to go above and beyond. They're going to have to go above and beyond to get it.
Yeah, 60 million is probably the max anyone's played. The thing is,
but the other one we're looking at is that Martin Fernandez at Porto.
We wanted him as well alongside Frimpong, by the way.
He was very good. He's 19. Where it's good for them, because where City's problem is, or Sam is, we're at a limit on foreign players, but we haven't got enough homegrown.
Yep.
So that's where Livramento is such. The trouble is, homegrown.
Why do you think we got
players
Frimpong done so quickly?
Yeah,
homegrown.
The thing with this homegrown is the homegrown talent pool is not there. It's not as big as it once was. So teams won't let that go. And because again, UEFA have got a different homegrown rule or club associated train rule than the Premier League, no one's going to let go of their homegrown without a pretty penny being spent.
Yep.
So it's about knowing the rules. This is why I don't get when a lot of fans go, well, how come we're paying all this money for homegrown? Unless there's a release clause like Frimpong. Frimpong was bang on. I was quite surprised we didn't move for him ourselves.
Yeah, same. By the way, speaking of, are you noticing a trend here? There is a little trend between both our clubs. Frimpong Kerkez, Aitnouri Livramento, or Fernandez, whoever. Has Pep abandoned the whole double centre-back thing? And are we going more back to like attacking beautiful, sexy football with the fullbacks now?
I personally think the world of direct wingers is going.
What do you mean? Elaborate.
The world of direct wingers, I'm talking your Doku's, your Leroy Sané's, your Raheem Sterling's, those type of direct wingers. The wingers that love to get down the byline and whip crosses in, and people don't do that anymore. They want to use wing backs for that now. And then what happens is they'll have, because if you look in a lot of wingers now, or as I call them, wide midfielders. I don't think the wingers think they're now wide midfielders, because everyone now wants to do inverting, So your wingers become your fullbacks become your wingers, and your wide men come inside and invert. And that tends to, I think, where you're going to find a lot of football going now. That's, you know, a lot of people City at the end of the season we're doing this diamond.
Not Arsenal,
I mean,
Martin.
Well,
they're running
this
the
is why.
thing. Listen, the guy who used it the most over the last 5 years abandoned it, and they're still running it.
I said that about Arteta end of start of last season. I said I'd noticed a change. Arsenal had become, because for the 2 years previously, Arsenal played some beautiful football. And then they sort of went very pragmatic and went like Pep Guardiola. And went to pass. So it's weird. So I do think football's changing. I think we'll just have to say, we'll just have to see what happens. But for me, I'm happy with all of our targets. I'm not going to say who's going to win it. I don't know who's going to win it. I'll make my prediction at the end of the window when I see everybody's business. Because end of last season, I had City winning the title. I had Arsenal up there. I had your lot, you know, second. I had three of us challenging again. Didn't think Liverpool would win it because I thought the one who brought Chiesa in, it's a new manager, proved everyone wrong.
I put him third. I put us third.
And I need to see how people get going. The Club World Cup could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. Well, let me see at the end of that as well, because the Club World Cup's such a difficult one because you do want to win it, but the trouble is you're going to be playing. If you want to compete on all fronts next year with the Club World Cup, you're talking 80 games.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going to happen with this Club World Cup.
When Klopp mentioned it last year, everyone was like, "Oh, Klopp's moaning." Now everyone's like, "Oh, he's right. There is too much football now." Remember when Klopp first criticized the Nations League? You see how unnecessary the Nations League is? All these players could be just off on holiday now, literally. Just chilling on a beach somewhere, but instead they're playing fucking Nations League.
Yeah.
And, there are players who will play Nations League and Club World Cup, by the way, if you've noticed. So it's going to be both now. So some players literally are going to have like 1 week off the whole summer.
Yeah. Which I do think the Premier League are going to have to change the 25-man squad rule. They're either going to have to change the 25-man squad rule or get rid of the homegrown rule.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Anyway, let me this has actually been a fun show, Martin. I've enjoyed this. We've had a really good conversation. And I appreciate you joining today.
This week, Cliff, you want? Do you want to do this every Saturday night, guys?
We can.
Let us know.
Hey, we'll definitely. I'll definitely look at this because this was very much fun today. I really
don't you be coming at me, Spartacus. He's a City fan who jumps in my lot. Ignore him. All he dreams about is Pedro, and he was not. My Rivaldo take was not bad. Spartacus
is a Brazilian though. So when you mention Rivaldo, that's like a bit, personally. Like it's like you're kind of beefing with the whole country type thing, Like I actually saw a Hungarian guy call me out because I criticized Szoboszlai. He was like, "Tell that fucker Husam to chill out on something." Like,
but that's another thing at the minute. It's like, have you not noticed? You may have noticed this probably, but a lot with the City stuff. So like, you'll get a lot of City locals, like the local City fan base in Manchester will protect Foden, they'll protect Grealish.
Yep.
And then you'll get people, but then you see other people who are from, a different sort of area will protect Doku. Other people will protect their, Brazilian people will protect Brazilian players.
Oh, this chat will tell you I had the entirety of Colombia calling me out.
That's football.
Calling me out, bro.
Yeah, it is, because there was a super chat, not in my show, in another show, and someone went, "It's you people that protect Grealish." And I went, "What do you mean by us people?" And what he meant was, it's you English people that are protecting Grealish.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we're not, but we are in a way. You always protect your academy players. You always do. That's the way it is, because you want to see an academy player come through.
Always you want to see academy players do well. This is just the truth. Anyway, I enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. Big up to all of you guys. Aman Kunyan Way is in the description. Go give him a subscribe. You get me? Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. We're 10 likes away from 300. Let's end on 300 likes. Go subscribe to Marta's channel as well. And we're gonna raid LB, but we're gonna deliver a special message to LB. This is how we're gonna raid LB. We are going to spam LB's chat with Martin is clear. This is what we're gonna spam LB's chat with. We are gonna spam.
Martin
I will
doesn't
be
leave
there
early.
spamming it right now. You are the biggest loser if you don't spam this in LB's chat, because he's gonna get so rattled. I promise you. Every single one of you guys right now, go over to his chat and spam the shit out of Martin is clear in his chat. Watch his face turn red and everything. That's why you should never trust a ginger. I'm telling you guys right now. Anyway, thank you so much, Martin. I enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in LB's chat. Martin is clear. Everyone go tell him. Peace out.